What's up, guys? Back with another video. Today we are looking at Summer Games Fest. So I'm going to kind of recap the games that I found interesting, the game that I'm looking forward to playing. I'm not going to do every game because this video would take forever. So my last video was about the state of play with Sony PlayStation, and as I make this video right now, the Xbox showcase is going on. I will make a video on that telling you the games that I think look good and I am interested in playing. So let's get into Summer Games Fest with the first game that was announced, which is Resident Evil Veronica. So this was actually the first game that was announced at the show, which they opened up pretty good. At first, I didn't know what it was. It looked like it looked not a generic horror game, but it looked like just a regular horror game. I wasn't sure. But they opened up with Resident Evil, Veronica. They're not going to call it Code Veronica. This is a remake of the original Resident Evil Code Veronica, or Code Veronica X. I started playing this game a little bit ago, but it's really dated, and I kind of wanted to beat it before the new one came out, which is this one, because there were rumors that this game was going to come out. This was in the works because they're remaking a lot of the Resident Evil games, which I really enjoyed 9. I enjoyed the remake of 2. A little bit of 3, and I really did enjoy the remake of 4. So this is Claire Redfield looking out the door, and when she walked out, it shows Hunk, put a knife to her throat, and then towards the end of the trailer, it reveals that it is Claire Redfield. So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm excited. Capcom is just on a roll right now. Another Capcom game. And I mentioned that these guys are getting no sleep, dude. Resident Evil Veronica is coming out. I think they said 2027, which is totally fine. There's plenty of games this year to play, with GTA coming out in November. So, guys, I'm looking forward to Resident Evil, Veronica. Yeah, that's it. Next up was Alien Isolation 2. This game is pretty solid. However, I have not beaten the first one. I will go back to beat the first one before I play this one. Now, I've heard that some people are saying that you may not have to beat the first one to play this one to really understand what's going on. And obviously the concept of Alien and what, you're being chased down by an alien. I really love the Alien franchise. Aliens 2 is one of my favorite movies of all time. So I'm looking forward to beating the first one and finally actually playing Alien Isolation 2. And next is a game called Gen Atlas from Epic Games, from the guys that made Last Guardian, Shadow of the Colossus. It definitely looks like that kind of game, but it looks more steampunk, more machinery, more robots, more technology based, instead of like the other games, what they looked like, with I guess in the past, with more creatures and natural stuff. This looks really cool. I like the way it sounded. The music, the score was good. The graphics look pretty good. The gameplay looks dope. It looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a really good story-based game. It looks like you can just kind of get lost in this world, and I like the way it just looks. I like the way this game would probably feel when you're playing it. And I am a sucker for mech games, and it looks like there's going to be some mechs in it. And yeah, it looks good. It just looks like a solid game, and I'm looking forward to this one. Gen Atlas. Next game up is Blood Message from 24 Entertainment. I don't think I've ever heard of this company, this developing team. This game looks like, a pretty straightforward slash 'em up sword play game that takes place in China. I think some of the cinematic here turns into gameplay. The way it looks and the way that the character was moving in the cinematic made it look like right here where you're looking at, that looked kind of like gameplay. If that's gameplay, that is insanely good looking. But yeah, pretty much samurai-ish, or, takes place in China, fighting, pretty straightforward Macho Man kind of game. I think it looks good. Blood Message. And obviously the other game that I've talked about in my other videos that we all know what's coming out, it's been announced already, is Assassin's Creed. The remake of Black Flag looks very good. I really enjoyed this game when it came out the first time. It is my favorite Assassin's Creed game in general. So yeah, really quick, really short. I'm looking forward to Black Flag remake. Another game coming from Platinum Games, which is a very good developer. They make some very good games, is TMNT The Last Ronin, or Ronin, Ninja Turtles. They're making a game. Very, very popular comic book series. And Platinum Games makes very good fighting combat games, and they're tackling TMNT. So yeah, The Last Ronin. I will definitely check this one out just because it's Platinum Games, and Ninja Turtles are pretty cool. Next one is Gundam Rogue Orbit. I'm into Gundam a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of Gundam. I do like mechs. I watched the Gundam movies on Netflix not too long ago. Pretty good movies, and they are coming out with a game. I'm looking forward to it. Another game that's just, hey, it's mechs. It's kind of just turn your brain off and just fight giant monsters, giant creatures in a robot mech suit. G Gundam, man. It's actually a pretty cool anime. If you guys never watched it, it's definitely a classic. They're definitely making more anime in the modern day. But this looks just like you jump in a mech and you just start slashing and blowing things up. I mean, it looks like a fun game. I can't say anything more about it. I'm glad they showed gameplay on it. Let's go. The next one up is Crossfire. You know, the funny thing, at first I thought this was going to be like Army of Two Remake or Army of Two 3, which I liked Army of Two a lot. They never made anyone past 3. Or this would be Army of Two 4, actually, if this was an Army of Two game. However, it's called Crossfire. It's like a team-up, pretty much a co-op war game. There's a female-male team-up kind of duo thing going on. I like that they showed some cinematics. I like that they showed some gameplay, some supernatural stuff going on. It looks like a pretty much cool game that you play with your friends. You could pick a buddy and just play through a story and shoot the bad guys. Pretty straightforward. So yeah, I'm looking forward to something like this. Next up is Pod Racer, Star Wars Pod Racer, another Star Wars game, and I like the fact that it's something different. And we have a lot of action, third-person, first-person shooter action games for Star Wars, and I'm liking that they went back to the Pod Racer. I remember playing this game back in Nintendo 64 days. I had a lot of fun playing with my brothers and my friends, and this looks really good. Again, I like to just say the basics. The graphics look really good. The gameplay looks solid. I'm glad they're showing gameplay. I'm glad they're bringing it back. I wonder how many tracks they're going to have for this game. It looks like they're going to be flying in space also and on the ground. So, yeah, I think it looks good. I wonder if there'll be a story mode for it, or it's just going to be some sort of just basic, just jump in and race. But I think there may be some sort of story to it. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Star Wars Galactic Racer. And the next one was Amsterdam 1666. I think it takes place in like some witch trials. You play as a witch or something like that. It looks like a cool combat game. It's a new IP. It's something original, something different. They announced this, I think, like 12 games in. So they put it right in the middle-ish of the show. I mean, I've played games like Vampire. It wasn't too bad. It was all right, but it had like a horror aspect to it. The combat was okay. A lot of people do like Vampire, but yeah, this game looks like horror mixed in with some good combat. You do have to. I don't know if you do have to play as a cat. I'm not a huge fan of cats. However, the combat does look good. It kind of gives me that Bloodborne, Lies of P style of horror and fighting and combat. And yeah, it looked pretty good. So I might check out Amsterdam 1666. And here's some of the gameplay for you. Play as some mutt cat, and you play as some girl in some red costume. Yeah, I'm just assuming she's like some sort of rich. But yeah, just go around, combat style in some gothic looking town. And yeah, I'll definitely check this one out. And they finally announced Wolf Among Us 2 is coming out. This game came out a long time ago, and they are finally making a sequel to it. I don't know what took so long. I know that Telltale's had a really rough ending. I think the company shut down, so it was kind of unfortunate that happened. But I am definitely looking to Wolf Among Us 2. I really enjoyed the first one. I really liked the story. I like the way that they kind of implemented mythical creatures and fairy tales into like the modern world, and it's like more mature. And yeah, I really liked it. And they're actually doing a Wolf Among Us remaster of the first one. So hey, if you haven't played the first one, play the remaster first one, then play Wolf Among Us Part 2. Next up is Stellar Blade 2. They're making a sequel. And man, oh man, I have not played Stellar Blade 1. I keep hearing very good things about it, so I will definitely be checking out Stellar Blade as soon as I possibly can, especially with, man, the way this game is looking right now. It looks fantastic. I like the way it looked in the combat. I have not heard anyone say one bad thing about Stellar Blade. I keep hearing very good things about it. I have to check that game out as soon as possible. And if I enjoy that game, and most likely I would, I definitely will be checking out Stellar Blade 2. I have to just check that game out. So yeah, Stellar Blade 2 was announced. Looks pretty solid. So guys, those are the games I am looking forward to. A pretty good lineup. That was about 13 games, I think. Let me see here. Yeah, 14 games actually that I chose to go with. I'm looking forward to all of them. I hope they're good. I only wish the best for all these games. We've had a big roller coaster of games that are not good and some good. And a lot of games are coming out in 2027 because they don't want to be anywhere near GTA 6 when that game comes out in November. But guys, thank you very much for watching. What do you think about my picks? Are you interested in those games also? Were there games that I didn't show on here that you're interested in? Let me know down in the comments. Leave a like if you like videos like this. And thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Bye. Woo!